Hello everyone, welcome back. My name's Asha, that's Fnan. We are recapping Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13, episode 13. Yeah, I almost said season 12. We're gonna just get right into it for episode 12. This episode was interesting. I feel like it had a theme of like family and parenting and stuff like that, because it seems like that was like literally what was happening in every single scene with every single housewife. But I thought it was a good episode. Did you think it was a good episode?
Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. And I didn't even realize the theme of family until you just said it. And it really did have a lot of that.
Like, not really much drama. It just seemed like everyone was every scene was them just like talking about their families and what they're currently going through right now. So the episode opens up with Marge, Lexi, and Joe. Joe is helping Nino how to pee, I think, or like go to the bathroom or something. And I just had a note saying like Lexi's accent is really interesting.
Wait, is the boy's name really Nino? Oh, sorry. Is he half Mexican?
I think so. I would hope so. If he had a name like that, but I don't know.
Why would you name your son Boy? I should not do that. I'm not gonna come for the kids. You know, Auntie Nans love the kids, but I should not be talking because I named my cat Cat. So
exactly.
But it's in my language, and like no one would know unless I told them.
Language.
No one would know though. Dumo is not like an American person would be like, oh, Dumo, interesting.
Okay.
I should shut the fuck up because like I'm literally doing the same thing as what she did, but I did it for my animals. So let me shut the fuck up. Sorry.
But what do you think about? I don't even think I just think Lexi's her accent is very interesting. So I can't tell if it's British or she's just been hanging out with Marge too much and has just like picked up the New Jersey accent, or has a fusion of both. Because later on in the episode, like when they're with her mom seems to have a very like distinct British accent. But I don't know. I just thought that about Lexi. It goes to Danielle, and she is with her mom, and she's showing like all the gifts that she's bringing to the bridal shower for Teresa. And her mom asks about how Ireland went with the girlies, and she just said that she had a hard time when she was in Ireland, because you know she was talking about all the issues that she had with Marge, and how she felt like she was being attacked. I don't feel that way, but we'll get into that after. And she was just saying that, you know, she found out that the Melissa rumor about like like from Jen and stuff, and how she was explaining it, I felt like she was just like, it was just something that was like a burden to her. Like Jen was like, oh my god, I have to tell you about this, like I have to get this off my chest, when really she went digging for that information. She was like, no, you need to tell me, like you need to tell me what happened. So I was just like, that's really interesting. But anyway, she said that it's just been like weighing on her and just been carrying on her back and all that stuff. Then it goes into Rachel and her husband, and they're driving to go see the adoption attorney because she really wants to adopt her stepson Jaden, because Jaden's birth mom is not really, I mean, like in and out of his life, but currently like not really in his life, and she thinks it would be, you know, like would mean really a lot to her if she was able to be like that stable mother figure, and actually have it be legalized and on paper and stuff like that. So they're going to talk to her about it, and the adoption attorney is just kind of telling them that the birth mom can contest to it, like she can kind of fight if she really would want to, and if she wants to fight for custody and all that stuff, or like that legal guardianship. And Rachel starts getting a little upset about it and kind of talking about, you know, how it could possibly become like a bigger thing than it is. And I have some thoughts about that too. But I would like to know your thoughts on like that first part of the scene.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really pay attention to Marge's scene that much. So I didn't even pay attention to Lexi's accent that you were talking about. And I didn't even know that she had a son named Nino until you just told me today. um, yeah, so a few things that I noticed. Danielle's mom looks super young, doesn't she? She
Yeah.
looks super young. Danielle kind of looks older than her. Maybe it's the blonde hair that's like aged her.
Yeah.
Maybe the really ugly pink lipstick that she wears. I also agree with your point about how Danielle feels like there's things weighing on her, but it's like you dug up this shit. You kept asking Jennifer to bring it up, unless like Jennifer told you to do, like, I don't know. Anyways, she's being annoying. What I really had a thought about was actually Rachel. I feel like Rachel's storyline, I might get chopped for this by you and by everyone else, but I feel like Rachel's storyline seems like it was made up last minute, and I don't like it. And the reason why I say this is because why are you now looking to adopt your stepson?
That's how I also feel about it. I'm like, this is really weird that you're using this for a storyline.
Yeah, it would be something if you were in process of doing this.
Yeah. Like it's currently going on.
If it was currently going on, like right when you started, or like maybe it had been like a couple year process, but like he's 16 now. You have been in his life for this long. Why now all of a sudden when you're on the show you want to do this? And like why is it news to you that it's going to be like a contested battle? Like you should have already known this if you were really interested in doing this. Yes. And the fact that like I think one of the questions her husband asked was like, have you talked to Jaden about this? And she said no. And it's like, why would you go seek out an attorney about this if you haven't even talked to Jaden about this and gotten his approval for this? You know, this is a personal thing for him more than it is for you. And I feel like it's more of a self-serving thing for yourself. And again, like I don't doubt for a second she doesn't love this kid like it's her own. Right. It seems like it. Like I believe it, but it just something about it isn't smelling right to me, and it doesn't feel like a real authentic storyline.
I mean, but it's true. Like, why would you not think that you think the birth mother is just gonna give it up? I mean, like, we saw something. I remember sending you something on Twitter about like the birth mother and like the stuff that she is currently going through, and
yeah,
is definitely struggling. Sounds like from what like we read, but that's still her son. Yeah, I agree. Like I don't understand why she wouldn't have asked Jaden, because what if Jaden doesn't even want that, and that you just did something behind his back, and that hurts more. Like the kid always ends up getting hurt in these kind of situations, and now like it's going to be publicized because you're putting it on TV. So what if this goes wrong? Then you're using this as your storyline now, so it's just something that's just going to have to play out on TV, which is probably even worse than just playing out in private. So
Rachel, 10,000 chops.
Yeah, that's not cute.
It's not cute. But you feel like she loves him though,
yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like yeah,
totally. I feel like that too.
I understand her reasoning for doing it. I just don't. The timing is weird.
Yeah, like for a storyline, sister, come on. Like at least try to like get approval from your son first. Like that's what really made me like be like, oh, this is for a storyline. You didn't even talk to the son, Jaden, about it.
Yeah,
it's sick.
Like be serious. We move on, and we're at the Aiden's house, and Jennifer is talking to Olivia about Teresa's bridal gifts. For some reason, Olivia and her are talking about lingerie, but it's because, you know, Olivia wants Jen and Bill to get along. And in her confessional, Jen was just like, thanks a lot, Marge. Now Olivia thinks I need to make or wear lingerie to make Bill happy and make things better between us. I was like, babes, honestly, like, yes, Marge exposed that, but you guys are having problems. And that's not Marge's problem. Like, that's not Marge's fault. And Olivia can see that and sense that because, I don't know, she lives in the same house as you. So that's probably why she's feeling like she needs to fix things and like looking into being a love therapist and stuff. Bill comes home with a coffee, gives it to Jen. Kind of nice. I would love that from a man. And they go outside, and Jen just kind of asks him if he had spent time with the kids while she was gone, and he just said, you know, he had to work a lot. He has to save college money for 5 kids, so he has to work nights and weekends, and they need to learn to be a little bit more independent. And it goes into a flashback of the therapist that they just met with, saying that, you know, a father figure is kind of needed for those stern moments, especially after this kind of cheating thing like kind of rocked the kids' world. Bill just says he's kind of overwhelmed with like work and all that stuff, and Jen feels as though she's kind of getting blamed for like the issues that are being caused in their marriage and like wanting to go to therapy, or she has the complaints, like he has no complaints. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. And he doesn't want to go to therapy again. Like, he thinks it's not really affecting him because Jen is the one that feels like she really needs it. And then they talk about, you know, how he spends, you know, all of his time in the pool house, which is like really sad. Like, I feel bad for Jennifer for that because, you know, she spends the entire day with her kids. So she's probably so excited to see you when you get home, and you don't even want to spend time with her or your kids when you get home. It's really sad. And so then it goes into Teresa going to the dress shop with her daughters for the dress fitting. And she just, like, they go try on their dresses and they come out and she takes pictures of them. She's like, my 4 daughters. It's just a really, really sweet moment. They call Joe, or Joe calls them, like Gia, and so they're talking and they're looking at the dresses, and they were just in the Bahamas with Joe, so like they were just talking about like if Joe missed them and stuff. And Teresa gets on the phone and she just like starts to cry a little bit, but she says that she prays that, you know, he'll be able to come back to the US one day, to be with the daughters, and how proud she is of their current relationship that they have, and how they keep it like chill for their daughters, which I thought was really sweet too.
I was really uncomfortable with when Olivia was talking about lingerie. Like, that really made me uncomfortable. I cringed. And it really made me like think about it. Like, I feel like Jennifer is telling her daughter to do things on camera. Because like, why is your daughter doing that? Like, how old is she? That's so inappropriate. Even, I mean, they both were calling it out as being an inappropriate thing to do. And it's like, it's just so weird. And you're totally right. Like, Jennifer keeps blaming Marge for exposing something, and that's why Olivia is acting out. And it's like, sweetheart, y'all are actually having issues and you guys actually need to address them. And like, maybe you guys shouldn't be arguing in front of your children to make them feel this way. Maybe it should be away from them. Maybe it, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it is inevitable for you to like get into an argument, probably with your child, or with around your child, especially if you have like fucking 5 of them, like Jennifer and Bill do. I don't know. It's, as a parent, I think it's up to you to just, you know, put it to the side for the time being. You know, it's never that serious when the children are around, probably. Totally. And I just feel like, I also agree with you, like, Bill needs to really step it up. Like, if you want there to be an authoritarian, I don't know how to say that word, but if you want structure in your children's lives, you've got to step in and do that.
She can't do it alone.
She can't do it alone. There's 5 of them. My God. Like, yes, she has a nanny and she gets some support, I'm sure, for cleaning and stuff like that, because they've got a big home, but she can't build the structure. If she can't build the structure, you do it. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, you're working and you're building a life for the children, and and that's definitely important, and I'm sure she is so appreciative, and I'm sure the children are super appreciative. But if you want these things for the children, you can't expect for your wife to do all of these things and blame it on her for it not happening if you want something to be done that she may
Right.
not necessarily want done. So yeah, I definitely thought it was cute when with Teresa and the daughters doing their dress fitting, and I really liked that dress color. Like, I thought it was cute.
Really pretty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look nice on all their skin tones.
Mm-hmm.
We move on. Marge is going to lunch or brunch with her mom, Lexi, and Lexi's mom. Um, my other comment is saying, what the hell is Lexi's accent? And it's just Lexi is kind of just talking about how, her marriage was ending, and she loves having Joe and Marge around, but definitely like for Nino as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so now Marge and Lexi are both just kind of talking about how thankful they are for each other and how lucky they are, that they found each other, and like they've been through like the worst of times with each other. And Marge can't imagine her life without Lexi. My note is kind of mean, but it just says wait till Marge fucks over Lexi or vice versa. And Marge
Okay.
has tea chow. Um, but anyway, that was like a cute moment. They're definitely like besties. And I'm just triggered by Vanderpump. Because this is the same thing that's happening with Ariana and Raquel. So, but it's a different situation. Like they've been friends for way longer. Into Joe and Melissa, and they're talking to Antonia and about how she got A's and she's on the honor roll or the dean's list or whatever, which is really cool. And when I was looking at Antonia, I was like, oh my god, like she's literally a clone of Joe.
Joe, yeah.
She looks exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
She's beautiful though.
Yeah.
And Joe is ugly. So I don't know how they work that out, but yeah. And so then they hear a car honking when they're talking about how proud they are of Antonia. And they come out and I think it's a Porsche. Like
It's some expensive car, yeah.
Melissa's driving it, or Melissa's mom is driving it down the street, so Antonia starts crying and like freaking out. And she like doesn't believe it's for her, which is really cute. And then it kind of goes to the confessional. Joe's like, my mother-in-law like would die for my kids, like she adores them. That's like the kind of family I like. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? That's your mother-in-law. She's supposed to do that. Those are her grandkids. Your mother did that too. What other mother are you talking about? Another in-law? Like, I can't with him. Then they go back inside, and Melissa was talking about the Ireland trip and how they did have some moments, but then it just turned bad, and they just said like we have to go to the wedding, and then I'm just gonna be done. And I'm just like, why would you still go to the wedding if you're just done? Like, just end it now. And she said it was for some normalcy for like a family to be at the wedding. And I'm like, but you don't want to be there, and she doesn't want you to be there. So anyway, that's the end of that scene. What do you think about that scene?
Yeah. When Marge was like hanging out with Lexi, I think her mom, and was it Lexi's mom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I realized that Marge doesn't have a storyline this season.
Boring as
So
fuck.
why the fuck is she here?
She's here to fight again. And Teresa.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I found that really annoying when I don't know why I just realized that now. Like, I clocked that T just in that scene, but like she doesn't have a storyline. She's beginning to like be, I know this is your fave, but like Giselle, like not give us anything, just kind of coast on the show by trying to be production.
Yeah.
And be annoying and like bring up like we don't know what's going on with like her legality issues, like she definitely was kind of dealing with that like when she came into the show.
Mm-hmm.
is that handled? We don't know any of that. Like,
I think she
Marge,
like
like, what are you bringing to the show now?
suit out of her. Yeah.
Hmm?
It's like I think she got the shit suit out of her because she was like copying designs or something like that.
Yeah. In that scene, like, I just realized that, like, this bitch isn't bringing anything to the show. And I thought it was really, I can't believe they got her that car, Antonia.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, deservedly so. She's an honor roll student, and like, if you have the means, go ahead and spoil her. She seems like a really humble, sweet girl. So,
Yeah.
um, and that's my niece. Like, I love it. I love the Dwadas. You know, it's just so cute to see her like be so overwhelmed with emotion. Like,
So
I was
crying.
like,
Like,
oh
yeah.
my god, she was freaking out. I didn't really have any other things to say. Like, ultimately, I just wish that Melissa, Joe, and Teresa could communicate with a therapist, so the therapist could clock all of them for their tea, and then they hug it out and move forward. That's what I would love to see, because this shit is so sad to like see unravel. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Totally. Okay, so then we go to the next scene. The scene's kind of long. It's actually like really the entire episode. Well, no, it starts this way. Uh, so Frank and Dolores are meeting for dinner. My note says Dolores orders for him the angry chicken parm, and I'm like, that nigga does not need angry chicken parm. Like looking at Frank, I'm like, he's already red. Does not need something angry in his food. But he was just talking about, like, Frank was just expressing his feelings about, you know, he wants Frankie and Gabby to get together, and just him and Dolores and, you know, the kids. And Dolores is like, no. And she said that like Frankie was afraid to ask Dolores because she like will get upset if like she's not afraid to bring like Polly or something like that. Dolores was just trying to reiterate that they're in serious relationships and they have to be able to allow the other people into the family, which is a very normal thing. Like, and then he also mentioned like, you can bring Brittany and I don't have a problem with that. And Frank's like, I don't want to bring Brittany. I'm like, wow, you seem like you really like your girlfriend when you say stuff like that. Kind of like as much as Dolores likes her boyfriend, which is why she's trying to get him to come to these places.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Frank is just not listening to Dolores. Like he keeps just saying like he's sad that he doesn't have as much access to her anymore. Like that's all I'm hearing. And then he was saying in the confessional like Polly and Dolores didn't get our children to where they are now. Frank, like Dolores and I did. And I'm like, and what did you do? Pretty sure Dolores said that you were like not there. Or like not as present as much. So I'm not really sure what you did. You're right, Polly didn't do that. And then Frank was saying too, like, you know, it might just be that like he's intimidated by me. I was like, he's not intimidated by you, okay? Like Dolores just doesn't want you in her ass all the time. Like that's literally all it is. She's having boundaries. And she said that too. Like she was like, I'm not like not wanting to be a part of your life. It's just I'm a part of someone else's life now. And I try to make that person my priority because I'm dating them. I'm not dating you. Like we're not together. We're exes. And he was like crying. And he said that he's like sad that he can't like call her as he used to anymore. And like even when they sat down, like he was like, wow, so much to catch up on. It never used to be like this because we would talk on the phone every day. I'm like, you're so annoying. Like you're so annoying. Okay, so then it goes into everyone, you know, getting ready for the bridal shower. So Jen's arriving, making like everything set up. Teresa and all the girls or her daughters are driving to the restaurant. This next part. So Louis calls and is saying that, you know, he's getting the invite list ready for some fucking party. How many parties does Teresa have for this wedding? Like, I'm getting tired.
It's so fucking tiring, yeah.
Like, definitely another party. And Teresa has it on speaker, so he's just going through the list of who he's going to invite. He says he's going to invite Jackie, and I was like, you don't need to invite that bitch. And they said, not inviting Joe and Melissa. And then she was
It
like,
basically said everyone on the cast but Joe and Melissa.
everyone on the cast except for Joe and Melissa. And then she took it off speakerphone and she was like, we're on camera, like we're filming. So I was like, so was it Teresa that set it up like that to not invite Melissa and Joe? Or was it Louis? And so then I just said yikes. And then like even when she hung up, she just looked at the girl, she's like, yeah, so they're invited. And Melania was like, why? I was dying. But it is what it is. And so then they get there. Melissa's arriving at the bridal shower. Fessler's arriving. Gia says hi to Melissa, just saying like, you look beautiful. Everyone's getting ready for Teresa to arrive. Melissa. Oh yeah. I was like, what is this note? Dolores comes to say hi, and I just said Melissa kind of like dug into Dolores' ass right there. Like she literally
She did.
grabbed it and she was like fingering her. I was like, oh my god. That's why I was like, why did I rate this note? And
it's
then
T though. She did do that. Every time she sees Dolores,
that.
she does that.
Danielle's arriving, and they're kind of like talking about the Ireland trip. I thought it was funny because she was arriving, and then somebody asked like, "How's everything?" And it was literally crickets. Like no one said anything, and they're like, okay, so the Ireland trip." And Danielle was like, "Yeah, it was kind of hard. Like I felt like I was kind of off." And then Melissa was like, "Yeah, you were." She was like, "Yeah, like was something wrong with you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I just like was going through a lot. I just felt like it was just a lot." And I was like, "Danielle, girl, that was nothing. Like that was nothing. I'm sorry. You need to toughen up, babes, because that was nothing
It
compared
gets
to all
worse.
the other shit." Yeah, like I was like, Marge has gotten her fucking ponytail pulled. Okay?
You
Like
don't know about this franchise.
you don't.
It's ghetto here. Yeah.
These bitches are from Patterson. Okay? Don't mess with them. So,
Danielle Staub. Yeah. Yeah.
oh god.
You're
So
not
then
even the original Danielle. Danielle. Sorry.
not even the original Danielle. No, it's true though. You're not even the original Danielle of this franchise. Just that was nothing. That's all I'm trying to say. And Danielle, well, actually, I missed a little part. Danielle's trying to talk about how she wants to tell Melissa about this rumor, but she wants to be, mindful of the fact that she's on Teresa's turf, essentially, because it's like Teresa's bridal shower. She's around her friends, and like she's already like Melissa's already probably like feeling a little weird and like stressed out. So she's not gonna tell her. But I was like, should have told her. And so then Marge's arriving. Oh, maybe the telling like that whole thing with Danielle was after. But anyway, Marge is arriving and saying hi. Melissa, Marge just asked Melissa, how do you feel like being here and like not really being a part of like the shower and stuff? And she's like, I mean, it's sad. It's sad to me, like that it has to come to this. And I'm like, bitch, you literally had at least like 5 chances to be a part of this damn wedding. Are you kidding me? It didn't have to come to this. You could have like taken that peace offering, but you just thought it was last minute, or that you didn't want, like, Teresa's heart wasn't in it and anything like that. Like, you're so annoying. So then Teresa's, parks and the girls are coming up. Everyone tells her to be quiet because they're gonna surprise them. And so then they surprise her and everyone looks so happy and smiling, except for Melissa. And then we go to commercial break. So what did you think?
Okay, yeah. Frank is so unserious, like getting into the restaurant with in a motorcycle, and then has a leather jacket, and then takes off the leather jacket and is wearing like a wife beater, a black wife beater,
A really skinny one.
at a dinner. Like it looks like a nice dinner.
Looks like she's dressed nicely.
Dolores looks like he looks so out of fucking place, and like I really hate how he tries to emotionally manipulate Dolores into feeling some kind of way about her setting boundaries. Like
That's what it is.
We're tired. And I love that she's just like, go to the bathroom and finish crying.
And cry. Yeah, like what the hell?
Because oh, my headphone came
She's like,
out.
it's because you're getting older. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like
Yeah,
menopause or something.
yeah. And then we get, and then my other thoughts, when Louis, like, why is Louis trying to cut off Joe and Melissa? Like, I feel like it's coming from him. Maybe it is coming from Teresa. I don't know. But like, wasn't he huffing and puffing that like this is so sad and he came up to Joe and Melissa in their car and was like, let's make peace now. The wedding's coming. Like, didn't he do like he was crying and like making a scene out of everything? And like, Joe kind of clocked it. Like, Joe's like, he's so full of shit. Cause like now he's on the phone trying to not invite them, but everyone else to the cast of the cast to come to like another dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking weird to me. Like, and I don't know if it's coming from Teresa or it's coming from Louis. I have a feeling that it's coming from Louis when looking at this upcoming episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't understand that. And I hate that the kid, like, why did Melania say why? Why did she say that? Like, yeah, it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. But why does she not like them?
I don't know.
Because Teresa has infiltrated all of her children's brains to like not like her uncle and aunt because she talks shit about them and does this codependent shit that like I grew up dealing with like my family, with my parents. Like where you talk shit, like where you talk to your children like they're adults and they're not adults. Melania is not an adult. She's not 18. She's like 16, 17 years old. I have not seen Antonia speak negatively about Teresa at all.
That's true.
Or Gino, or whatever the fuck the other boy's name is. I have not seen that. And I'm sad. Because Teresa is my, like, I love Teresa. But like, that is wrong. That you're, I'm sorry, but when Teresa was like, it's better to be happy. It's better to see the light at the end of the rainbow. Remember what she said? That sent me.
We're gonna move on.
Okay.
There's not really much else that happens in like the next part of this episode, but it's really just, you know, Teresa saying hi to everyone and thanking everyone for coming and stuff. And I just think it's really funny that like everyone's sitting down, you know, like listening to her toast, and she literally thanks every single person inside the room except for Melissa. Thank you to the caterer. Thank you to the guy that opened the door for me. Thank you so much. Like, everyone I love is here. My chosen family. I was like, oh. You could have said Melissa. But
you could have. But one thing about Teresa is she's not a liar, or maybe she is a liar. Maybe she's not fake. You know, yeah. She's not gonna. Her and Melissa are not in the best terms. So why would she say thank you to her?
Yeah, true. But no, that's very true. Very true. I know damn well it wouldn't happen in my family, so it's not really like I'm not expecting anything else.
But you're totally right, though. She should have said thank you to her.
Mm-hmm. And then they go on to the next scene. They're kind of all the girls are like making henna to wear at the shower, and then it kind of goes to Melissa, and she's talking to Teresa's trainer. And the note that I have is, whose side are you on? Because the trainer starts saying, like, I've been telling her, like, you only have one brother. You need to make up with him. And that is right. Like, she's totally right in that. But then she was also like, yeah, like, can't believe she didn't say anything like my sister-in-law. I'm like, okay, shut the fuck up. Like, I know I just said that.
But you just said that.
Well, I know I just said that, and like I was like defending Melissa, but I've been like, are you on Teresa's side? Because I'm on Teresa's side. I'm saying this. I'm not gonna go up to Melissa and say that. And that's what her trainer did.
Oh yeah, that's tea.
And I just ended it really with just saying we love a Turkish shower. It's very cute. And they were dancing and stuff and having fun. So it looked like it.
I have thoughts. Mm-hmm. Or just things I thought were fucking weird. Okay, why did Teresa say, if it wasn't for this person, I would have never met Louis? I was under the impression that she met Louis when he was jogging somewhere.
Yeah, she was jogging with her friend. So she probably was like, oh, that friend was
Was
with
it with her friend? I thought it was just her jogging and the guy was there.
No, she was with her friend.
Because I was like, you lied to us about how you met Louis? Okay, no shade to Jennifer's culture. I love it. I also share the culture of like using henna and stuff like that, but like, why are we doing this at Teresa's bridal shower? This is not her culture. Teresa's literally Italian. Like, you should be doing Italian things. Like, yes, it's beautiful to share your culture with everybody, but like, I just kind of felt like it was a self-serving moment. Like maybe Teresa,
when Jen Shaw threw a Tongan party for Meredith. And
like it makes no sense why you would do that. If I felt like it was a self-serving thing more than anything.
Well, I remember too, like when that happened with Jen and Meredith, like people were talking about that online, and Andy mentioned in the reunion, and Meredith just said, well, I had a friend that, you know, wanted to throw a party for me, so I let her celebrate in the way that she wanted to. And I was like, okay, I guess that's sweet. But also, that was a birthday party. This is a bridal shower.
Yeah, it's a bridal shower, and like, what if, you know, she wanted to tap into her Italian culture? Because, like, you know, I'm sure, you know how I feel about Italians.
Here with like her wedding day, like the aesthetic for her wedding day or something like that. Yeah.
Right, like, I don't know. Her culture is beautiful. I'm not trying to shade the culture. I'm not trying to shade what they did because I thought it was beautiful. I just feel like wrong place to do that, especially when Teresa is Italian. Like maybe, you know, tapping into that.
Maybe tapping into that. Yeah, no, for sure. Did you have any other thoughts on the episode? Can't wait for the finale. God, it's almost here.
I don't have any other thoughts on this episode. I thought, like you said, it's very much a family theme, and it just doesn't look like Melissa and Joe are gonna get it together, child. It don't look like it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for episode 13. We'll be back for episode 14 soon, within the next week or so. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please comment, please give us any kind of feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want us to hear in our discussions. We kind of go all over the place sometimes. We try to keep it pretty organized by like scene and stuff. But yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.